BetOnline is your number one source for all your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoff stats. All the latest stats, news, and scores are available to you to follow your favorite teams. So get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in the action. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, Ziggy, did you guys watch Smackdown, by the way?
Yes, I did.
So it opens up, they're announcing that Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are going to face the Street Profits, so that the Bloodline shows up and walking backstage. So then they did a little recap of the Randy Orton versus Gunther finish, the Queen of the Ring. So Mick Aldis is in the ring. He says it's a great day for SmackDown. Let me introduce her. We want to get this point of pride when one of your draft picks comes through, and then he introduced the new Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. She put on her crown. She reminded the crowd that she was their queen, demanded that Bayley make her way out to the ring right now. Bayley comes out, was attacked from behind by Piper Niven and Chelsea Grace. Niven tossed Bayley to the ring and delivered a running splash. Then Green grabbed the mic and said Nia didn't have to worry about Bayley. She would have to face her sweet pea, spicy margarita with friend Piper Niven after she captures the Women's Championship. Nia said she didn't care if it was champion. She was going to defeat them at SummerSlam. After everybody else left the ring, Bayley clawed her way back to her seat. And then actually there was a face-off here between Piper Niven and Nia Jax, so they're definitely going to be doing a big girl match, I guess is what you could say, between the two of them.
A girls' hoss match.
Right.
Let me say something about Nia Jax, and I've said it before. She keeps losing weight. You can see it in her face. She has a really pretty exotic look.
Right.
And she's losing weight everywhere.
Joe, does she even OnlyFans, and Joe, do you subscribe to it?
I do not. No. She might have one day, though. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
She's not quite there, but she definitely lost a lot of weight.
Let's see if she's dating anybody, Joe.
But I would like to say, did you see the outfit that she was wearing?
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
They're doing a good job with her. They brought her back, and they made her a compelling character.
I would not have worn that outfit, not yet. But anyways, she's not as clumsy or having bad matches. She has a great heel persona and does great heel facials, like rolling her eyes and giving you the side eye and like that. Like, she's really improved, so I got to give her props.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh Woods? Wait,
Josh Woods?
It changed it.
Ooh.
No, now it says Mike Rome.
Who?
Mike Rome, that's her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Who's Mike
Pull
Rome?
a picture up of him. Let's see who is it?
I'm assuming he's a wrestler, right?
I got it. I gotta confirm this, because one source says Josh Woods and one says Mike Rome.
What are the name of the sources?
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
What are the name of the sources? Sports Kita? Okay, that's iffy. Okay.
Why'd you go on AI?
He dated former NXT Josh Woods from 2014, split in 2016. Wow, that's really up to date.
It's 8 years ago.
Yep.
Josh Woods, that's the guy that they just showed that for Dynamite. They did this thing on him on Collision. Very well done. He looks like a killer.
All right, Josh Woods.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
he's like a amateur wrestler. Just a badass. Like, it was very well done. Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
It's speculated her current boyfriend is Mike Rome, WWE announcer.
Who?
Oh, it's Mike Rome, WWE announcer.
Show me a picture. I don't know who that announcer is. Isn't it the girl? The girl's the announcer, Irving, right?
No, yeah, there's multiple announcers. Yeah,
okay.
It's this young looking dude. This guy.
Oh, that guy. Mike Rome.
Oh, I saw the old guy on the left. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I seen that guy. Interesting.
How old is he and how old is she?
She's 39.
Right.
And Mike Rome is 42.
Really?
He doesn't look that old.
He doesn't look that old. Others are a kid.
Yeah.
So next is so they go back.
Wow, he's 42.
They go backstage, and Naomi is selling. Or Naomi checks on Bayley. That she was good. Then Naomi wanted a tag match with Piper and Chelsea. Bayley said she was good to go, and then Naomi said she would find Nick Aldis. So there's gonna be no Naomi and Bayley against Piper and Chelsea. So then they go to Austin Theory against Tommaso Ciampa, and they did a thing near the end where so he was arguing that the Wade Bear was arguing about Waller and Theory and argued that he was keeping Theory relevant, which distracted Theory to let Ciampa roll him up for the win. So this because Waller got an argument at ringside with the announcer in the middle of this, and it distracted Theory, and Ciampa got the win. You got any comment on this?
All right, match, but you knew who was going to win because they're going to give the DIY a title shot. So
I see the numbers are back up now with there was no basketball. They weren't against anything.
Right, like you've always said.
Yeah, like two
playoffs is always going to, unless it's a blowout.
Right.
It's going to affect every wrestling show.
Isn't that hysterical? Like, bro, it's like...
Well, that's more interesting.
Well, this is too, and I think what people did, look at the start of the show.
Right.
2.2 million people, okay, started watching. It goes to 2.3, but then they got a bump at 9 o'clock afterwards because people probably had been watching basketball and realized Friday night Smackdown's on. You know, they remember the Smackdown's on, so they get back to watching in its regular spot again. So that would be my take. So backstage, we walked up to Aldis and spoke to Blair Davenport. They argued briefly. Davenport told Naomi that she was offended by the interruption and make sure she knew who she was. Then Aldis granted Naomi the tag message she wanted and said he was expecting someone. And LA Knight walked in and asked Aldis if Styles was actually going to retire. And he said he didn't know. The Knight asked about the whereabouts of Logan Paul.
Okay, let me tell you something. Blair Davenport, who I saw her in NXT, she reminds me a lot of, what's the white girl in Damage Control?
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai, okay. To me, when they came up, I was like, these girls do not have it yet, and they kept pushing Dakota Kai. They definitely pushed her for, what would you say, Joe, 2 years?
Yeah, at least.
She's still not over. Okay. This Blair Davenport girl reminds me of the same. The only thing she has is one part of her hair is like white, the other one's black. And she definitely reminds me of, like, remember when Emma was there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No offense, because she's got a rocking body and she's pretty, but she had zero personality. But Blair definitely is the epitome of the Joe Biden, Melania Trump, zero charisma, straight crickets in tumbleweeds, rolling down an old western ghost town.
Interesting. So the announced team introduced they had a video package of Cody and Logan Paul. And Caleb Braxton then interviewed LA Knight coming out of the Aldis office. And I revealed that Logan Paul wasn't there this week. And he said he was there and looked at the camera, told Paul he wanted the U.S. Championship. The Carmelo Hayes butted in. Told Knight that if Paul wanted to talk, he talked to L.A., but if he wanted to want that he is him. He says, so Melo goofed up a name and said, why would Logan Paul want to wrestle fight LA Knight? So LA Knight cut him right off and got him back on track there.
Because if I was fighting LA Knight, I'd be looking in the mirror.
Right.
Yeah, that was great. Good by him.
And I'm wondering too, you know what too? I bet you that was obviously a pre-tape, okay? I bet you because it worked so well,
they left it in there.
They left it in there 100%.
Yeah. And it makes him look sharp. Yeah,
right. Yes, I bet you they did that because they would have redid it again.
About that because I was thinking, why would you leave that in there? You're burying, but he's not a baby face; he's a heel.
Yeah, and he's a kid too. That's just coming up from
coming in, right? Yeah,
right. He thinks he's like a big shot. Super.
Right, and LA Knight's known for having a sharp tongue, and this feeds into that.
Right. Okay, so next is they did what we got?
Yeah,
Apollo Crews versus Andrade makes his entrance. They showed where he was pitched to join Legado del Fantasma, but turned them down. So Apollo versus Andrade, and what's his name? Angel came out, interfered. He distracted Cruz, which allowed Andrade to land a spinning back elbow, and then followed up with a twisting neckbreaker and got the win. So the Angel was celebrating, and then he got a bit to Legado del Fantasma showed up on the stage. Andrade approached him. And he walked right past him. Santos looked at Angel in an angry and disappointed manner because he's not exhibiting joining the group, right? You got any comment on this match?
Let me just say this. I know every Latino in that promotion that's part of the LWO and what is LWO Legado feud, with the exception of the girl that's with Fantasma. All right? They're all my friends. But if I were a Latino, I'd tell them not to stick me in that angle, whatever. It's going nowhere, bro. It has no heat. The only guy that has any heat, and he's not even a part of that angle, is this Dominic and Priest. But even Ray is in this lame angle that's going nowhere, bro, and has no heat.
All right. So they go. So they showed the stuff of the Tama Tonga losing Randy Orton last week. So backstage, Solo was giving a pep talk to the two brothers, and Paul Heyman came. And he spoke about how the violence that Roman Reigns perpetrated was purposeful, but all he sees from Solo is random acts of violence without any strategy at all. Heyman then said they need a strategy to put Cody Rhodes in check when Roman returns, and Solo insisted that we had Cody Rhodes in check and he doesn't even know it. Heyman wanted to know who we was, but Kevin Owens made his entrance. So Solo told Heyman to go fix it.
Can I tell you something about this real quick?
Yeah.
No. Oh, you haven't gotten to the ring yet. Go ahead.
Okay, so they showed Owens going to the ring, right?
Right.
So they go to commercial, and they come back from commercial. Angel made another pitch to Andrade and Legado, but then out of nowhere, Apollo Crews came in the locker room and sort of just beat the of Angel because he cost him the match, right? So that was actually good for getting his teased up a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually good. Like, guys go like, somebody interferes to match, you go backstage and beat the guy up. Like,
very well done.
Right? Yeah, because like he's like, I need these wins if I want to stay on the main roster.
That was very well done, dude. I just love fighting. Right? Yeah.
So then, so I'm sure they're going to have a match next, and Cruz is probably going to get a win. So Kevin Owens said that he went to Saudi Arabia last week to have the back of Randy Orton. Owens commented on the post-match attack on Randy Orton during last week's main event. Said that although he didn't really lose to Gunther, he wasn't there tonight. Owens said he was there. He Solo his crew were there. Paul Heyman comes out. Fans are chanting, "We want Roman." And Heyman said nobody wanted Roman more there than him. He thought he and Owens might have a mutual interest. Heyman told Owens that Roman respected him and everything Roman put him through was because he saw him as a threat. He then said that Solo has no respect for him, and he has brought thugs into the Bloodline that aren't looking for a reason to take him out. They're looking for an excuse. He begged Owens to back off the Bloodline, otherwise something terrible would happen to him, and that would be bad for WWE. Like, to make it sound like the guy might kill him or something, you know? Right. So Owens said he doesn't believe a word coming out of his mouth and accused Paul of being the mastermind of this whole thing. He said the Bloodline put him through hell for the last 4 years, and that was a real Bloodline with Roman Reigns and the Usos, and not this group of savages that nobody cares about. Owens said he wants nothing to do with them, and he wants them out of his world, and WWE's his world, and told Heyman he didn't want or need his help. But Heyman became unhinged and told Owens that maybe he wasn't trying to help him, he was trying to save him. He questioned why everybody but him can redeem themselves and why no one would listen to him. He accidentally bumped Owens with the microphone and Owens got in his face. And then Solo the Tongue has walked out to confront Owens, but he had backup show up in the form of the Street Profits, and they brawled around the ring until Dawkins splashed and both tongues on the floor, and they go to break. What did you think of this thing?
I thought this was very well done. Mm-hmm. And, he just was going ham. Like, how come I can't redeem myself? And this was very logical. He goes, you could redeem yourself, KO, and then why can't I? Like he's going ham. And at the same time, you can see he's losing his grip. Roman isn't there. Solo doesn't listen to him. He's afraid these two guys are going to beat him up. Bro, we've been watching this for 2 years. Every week. This isn't like, Game of Thrones that you have a couple months and then they leave for a year and come back. And I'm still interested in this storyline, mm-hmm. And it's beyond me. And he's not the only one, but I cannot believe that Paul Heyman, the only movie I've ever seen him in is Rollerball. He's not been put in another movie or a TV series. Bro, he's great. And KO is one of the best talkers they have. I thought this was very well done, And, yeah.
So
can I
go ahead.
Never mind. No, it's different subject. I was going to tie it in, but it's stupid.
We'll tie it in quick. Go ahead.
As soon as you mentioned movies, it made me think of that movie I saw last night. Remember I said, I'm going to go see In a Violent Nature. I heard it's going to be really good. It sucks. I'm angry right now thinking about it. In a Violent Nature.
What's it about?
It's a killer in the woods, and the whole point was it's reinventing the slasher thing. You get to see it from the killer's perspective. Do you know what that means? He walks slowly around the woods. It's
like Blair Witch. Okay, let me ask you a question. Who recommended this to you?
Yeah, my friends and I are looking for a reason to go. We never see anything good to go see, so I saw the trailer. I didn't even watch it. Right, I didn't watch it. I was like, let's go.
Did you get any heat?
We kind of laughed it off, but
you might be the worst.
He's not as much of a I am, obviously.
And the ending was worse, dude. It was, I can't even.
Bro, there's nothing worse. And it's funny because when they showed that Sting finish, I was actually watching the thing because my wife used to like WCW. She hates wrestling now, right? Like, she doesn't want to talk about it, know about it, nothing. And so she's watching it, and they showed the finish of the Bret Hart thing, right, with Sting that I just told you. And DDP goes, number one rule. He goes, the match could suck, but the finish has to be. And I actually said the same thing at the same time. It has to be good. Same thing with a movie. I always tell wrestlers, finish is the most important thing because the match could be good, but the finish isn't good. It's like a movie. Movie could be good, but the finish isn't good. It's not a good movie.
Right.
And you're building up to the finish. The whole movie, the whole match, you're building up to the finish. If that's not good,
terrible.
Right.
I'm trying to find a way to describe it to you, but I don't want to spoil it. So
I think you did a good job. I'm not going to watch it, so you're not spoiling.
So let me say this then. The whole movie, the killer's looking for this thing the kid stole from him. Okay, nice. The girl leaves it behind on a gas can. She gets picked up for a ride to the hospital. The whole ride, the woman that's driving is acting suspicious, and you're expecting the killer to pop up. What happens? Nothing. The credits hit, and it shows you that the monster killer thing picked up the little trinket he wanted, and went away. He went away. That was it. No kill at the end. just a 10-minute truck ride where you're waiting for something to happen.
Now, before the movie, did you read any reviews to see what they said about the movie? And I don't mean critics. I mean actual people.
I just wanted to go in surprised. All I knew was it was a new slasher flick. Right. It's going to be like the new Jason.
You got a surprise, that's for sure.
That's all.
All right, so they come back. What you call it from the break? They were fighting at ringside, and it's the tope over the top rope for the whatever it was, the dive for the, and they land the guys. So they come back to the break, and they're having a match, and it was actually competitive. Okay, and so Tonga Loa ended the match and 8 pounds from Dawkins, but missed the Tonga Loa that they made a blind tag. Tonga made a blind tag. So Ford tagged in and landed a splash on Tonga Loa, but then Tonga came in and landed the running flatliner and covered him for the win. They did this kind of weird thing after the match where they were like talking to each other. They were like bending over and leaning in like to talk to each other when they would like speak, which is very unique and very weird. I kind of liked it. What did you think of this?
Bro, I'm pretty anal, and this you see it way more in AEW about people coming to ringside and not adding anything like B-Fab. She looks good. She looks cool. She adds absolutely nothing. She doesn't know how to work the crowd. This was like a 50-50 match, you know. They really did make a big deal out of the debut of Loa, and they haven't really really didn't do enough, you know, like to hype him up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Anyway,
they ain't gonna hype him up yet. I don't really know anything.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, right. And they don't really feel that important yet, even though they got a great look, you know. But we'll see. You know, I'm sure they'll fix it. And bro, did you see the outfits that these guys were wearing, Tama and Loa? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they looked like they were part of the X-Men. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
Let me give you Jason Powell's take on this.
Right.
Decent match to continue to put over the new Bloodline. I'm surprised they didn't have them take a more violent approach to the match after Heyman set them up as psychopaths in the previous segment.
That's a good point.
So after the match, they show Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair walking backstage. They're pushed by Indy Hartwell, made a snide comment, and had to immediately beg off after Cargill told her to go get a partner. Back in the arena, Naomi and Bayley made their way in for the next match. And they go back. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do me a favor. From now on, if you can, if it isn't too long, give me Jason's POV. He usually has something funny in there.
Right. Yeah. So Meechin spoke backstage with Caleb Brax about AJ Styles, and Nia Jax cut her off, and that's why they were talking about AJ Styles with the Cleveland president. Then Meechin got in her face, and Jax told her that she was going to learn to regret that. So then they go to Chelsea Green and Piper versus Bayley and Naomi, and basically Niven shoved Bayley into the steps of the floor to the ring. Naomi laid a rear view on Chelsea Green, but Piper splashed Naomi to break the pin, and then Piper dragged Chelsea on top of Naomi to get the win. So they're putting over Piper.
I like the what do you call this? The booking on this. Mm-hmm. And I like how Green beat Naomi after the other girl did all the work. All right. This was actually a good match. Like, they brought it. And, dude, Naomi blew everybody away in the ring. She's just very athletic.
So after the match, they announced Jade Cargill versus Indy Hartwell next week, and Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller. And the anointment of Tonga Loa by Solo Sikoa next week. So that should be interesting.
That should be interesting.
So backstage, LA Knight approached AJ Styles, told him that he respected him if the rumors are true. Then Cody appeared, and he extended his hand for a handshake, and AJ whispered something in his ear. And he met Anderson and Gallows, and they said they will accompany AJ to the ring, right? So AJ comes out.
It's kind of funny, Disco. Ever since The Rock whispered in Cody's ear, you know, you see now the him whispering, the two guys whispering in the ring, and I've seen it another time. Like, that seems to be a new thing there.
So basically, AJ said that he comes out, he's kind of babyface promo. He said the son graduated high school this week, and he got to be there. And clarity hit him upon the side of the head, and he wondered how many of those moments he had missed over the year. AJ said instead of being the phenomenal AJ Styles, it was time for him to go home and be a phenomenal father. He brought over Gallows and Anderson and told them that they were his brother and that he loved them. They raised up their two sweet gestures and said they were doing it right one more time. He then said before he left, he whispered something to Cody before he came out and asked him to join him in the ring. Cody walked out to the ring, and AJ told Cody he won the greatest matches he ever had with him in the old France. And he said if that was his last match, he'd be happy. But reminded Cody that this is still the house that AJ Styles built, and he brought him out here to hand him the keys. Cody said they've only exchanged one text message. It was after their match at Backlash. And he asked him if he was okay, and Styles replied, "I'm all good, little bro." Cody thanked Styles for being a great bro to the locker room and then walked him around the ring to raise his hand. As he got to the last side of the ring, Styles turned around and clothesline and then tossed him to the ringside. And he tossed Rhodes into the steps to deliver a Styles clash from the steps onto the floor while Gallows and Anderson held the security back from coming in and breaking this up. And he had a really evil look on his face afterwards. But, bro, this was kind of expected, but it still got really good heat, you know? What did you think of this?
Okay, the first thing I thought was, and I got a question for you and Joe. Did you see this, Joe, or no?
No, I didn't see
Okay.
Smackdown. Yeah.
Okay, so first question is, why wasn't Mia Yim there? If she's part of your crew and you're retiring, why isn't she there? Okay?
Because
what she said in the back.
Yeah, but these are these guys from way back.
Yeah, but
Like
she's still part of the crew. She's still, why wouldn't she either? Yeah.
All right.
Isn't she part of their crew?
She's in the OC.
Well, she was, yeah, but obviously because she wasn't in on this. She's like baby facing backstage.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they didn't bring her out there because she wasn't in on what they were going to do.
And maybe they'll address it.
Maybe they'll address that next week.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, why wasn't I told? Yeah.
Yeah. So, bro, I knew this was a work because, first of all, did you know it was a work?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a work because I was figuring because the whole thing was it just made sense.
Right.
Because Nick Aldis that told Cody you got to go to the back of the line.
Right.
So he was going to try. Okay, how's he going to try to get back to the front of the line? It's like the way this was the easy way.
Well, the way
right.
That's a good point. The way I was looking at it is he's in great shape. He's not old. He's not hurt. You can still make a lot of money. Why would you be retiring? But they did a great job with it. The people got into it. I mean, he did a great job of beating.
Right. So that was a decent show. They forwarded a lot of they're just doing episodic storytelling. I don't know what they're doing for week. I don't know what comes next. So we'll see. I think I'm interested to see what they do with the Tonga Loa thing.
Yeah, and I would say that, just like it was a decent show, but they've given us so many good to great shows, I give them a pass. But This was a decent show. There was some good stuff on it, you know?
Right. So that's been our SmackDown review.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom. Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.